Everybody, Matthew here, and welcome back to the Campaign Chronicles. In today's episode, we're going to be covering sessions 26 to session 30, and these are some very interesting, very important sessions in the overarching story of our campaign. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the Campaign Chronicles. The party finally returns to Gracespire after a long journey south. They head back to the famous Egg Tavern where they originally stayed in Gracespire, and after resting they visit a few of the locals and a few people they met in Woodpine. They start by speaking to Leah, who has become a wizard apprentice and has been helping Tharis with his research into the Gracespire. She tells the group that she feels a strange connection to the Gracespire and can almost see energy emanating from it. She then asks them if she can accompany them on their quest, and they agree. The group then return to the fortress they once raided and make their way to the top floor. Here they encounter a Deva, a beautiful angelic figure who is now covered in a strange black ooze. They battle the Deva and are able to remove the corruption from its body, saving it. The angel thanks them, introducing himself as Idris, and tells them that if they ever need assistance, all they need to do is call out his name. The party returns to Gracespire and speaks to Leah once more about the Gracespire. The party convince her to touch the Gracespire, and in doing so, a bright blue light fires up into the sky, opening a small portal. Leah then falls unconscious as a strange grey-skinned creature with four arms covered in blinking eyes steps out of the portal and begins speaking in a language none of the group recognise. The party battles against the creature, but is more powerful than they expected, and coming to the group's aid is Lord Protector Gaxus and Archmage Erwin of Vadenheim. After defeating the creature, Leah remains unconscious. Gaxus and Archmage Erwin take her to Ceradelia and the group come along. They're teleported to Archmage Erwin's tower and they explain what they witnessed happen. They then take Leah to the third floor of the royal palace, where she is to be guarded by two royal guards and a mechanical construct called Roger, a gift from the people of Renaiston. The party then rests for the evening, and Moat receives a vision from Tyr. By helping free the angel, Moat has made steps in the right direction. He is rewarded by having his magic returned to him, and is strongly encouraged to continue on this path. Moat is partly convinced, and decides to consider it. He changes his outlook slightly on life, and even adjusts his style, now calling himself a Crazel. The following morning, the group once again speak to Archmage Erwin, the older human man, who asks them about the oozing corruption on the Deva. He tells them that the Grand General of Vadenheim received a package containing several severed fingers, all with a similar ooze, and asks the party to investigate. The party head to the nearby guard barracks and are introduced to Detective Fort Bess, who has been looking into the investigation of the city's gangs. She tells the group that the tensions in the underworld have been rising, and a recent event where one of the gang leaders was attacked and lost a few fingers has sparked this conflict. No one knows who attacked the leader of the Ebony Thorns, but the embarrassment has led to violent attacks on other gangs. The truth is that after overindulging in Quincy's tavern, Harris in a drunken state got into an altercation with the Ebony Thorns, and Dog, the small displacer beast corp the group picked up, attacked and bit off the fingers of the gang leader, and he seemed to have this strange corruption on his body as well. The group agrees to help investigate the Strux, the area of Ceradelia where the gangs operate. However, the investigation is unsuccessful and Detective Forbes hits a dead end, but continues to investigate nonetheless. That evening, a Crazel decides to drink a small vial of blood he collected from the four-armed creature. He has a strange vision of a planet-sized creature in the shape of an eye. The creature called itself the Observer and revealed itself as a member of the Tinzo, an alien race from a far-off world. The Crazel awakens from this vision and meets the rest of the party downstairs, where they see Vixus, who gives them a sending stone and tells them he's heading to Giant Hall to investigate something strange. The party then head out and hear the local town crier calling that a war with the Imperium Empire might be about to break out. That evening, on the request of Gaxus, the group have been asked to help protect the Vadenheim House Council during a meeting. The party agree and make their way to the Capitol building that evening. Gaxus feels as if something is going to happen and wants to add some additional security after the events surrounding the Estragus. The party are reunited with Cathra and Governess Clarina Andra, and it appears the two have grown fond of each other. The group also meet a few other members of the High Council, such as Arthur Mullany, the Executive of Foreign Affairs. The council meeting begins, and during the meeting, the vote on whether or not to go to war with the Empire begins. The vote concludes, and it is tied, but before the Queen can cast her final vote, several cultists appear in the chamber and begin attacking. The group help fight off the attacking cultists with the help of Cathra, Gaxus, and the Royal Guard. After defeating the cultists and saving the High Council and the Queen, the group are offered a 10,000 gold reward by the Queen and are given the old Demeralian estate to do with as they please. The group begin constructing their own manor on the grounds of the old burnt-down Demeralian estate. They design and plan it and have it constructed by a local architect, and they call it Volvet Manor, after the party's newly established name, Sede Volvet. Sede Volvet hires several members of staff, Zizik, an Arakoko butler, Kira, a human mage, and Bartle, a human caretaker. Sede Volvet meets with Erwin the following morning, who reveals to the party that there must be a traitor within the council, as this is the only way the cultists would have been able to teleport into the meeting hall and know when to attack. He begins investigating and asks the party to keep this information to themselves for now. So the Evolver, with their man under construction and these new revelations, decide now would be a perfect time to take some downtime.